Before recorded history on a primordial Earth, a lone engineer stands by a waterfall. He drinks a vial of black liquid, a substance we'll come to know as both the source of life and ultimate weapon. As his body disintegrates, his DNA mixes with the water, seeding the planet with life. This opening scene establishes the film's central paradox. The same beings who created us later sought our destruction. Now, in 2089, archaeologists Elizabeth Shaw and Charlie Holloway discover a 35,000-year-old cave painting on the Isle of Skye. It matches identical star maps found in other ancient cultures that never interacted. Funded by the dying trillionaire Peter Weyland, they interpret this as an invitation from humanity's creators. The scientific vessel Prometheus embarks on its 2-year journey to Moon LF 223 in the Zeta Reticuli system. December 25th, 2093. The crew of 17 awakens from stasis. We meet mission director Vickers, her father Weyland in hiding, and the android David, who's been secretly studying ancient languages during the voyage. David watches Lawrence of Arabia, particularly the scene where Prince Faisal says, "The trick is not minding that it hurts." This foreshadows David's emotional detachment from human suffering. The team discovers a massive artificial structure. Inside, they find a decapitated engineer head and canisters of black goo leaking an unknown substance. David secretly collects samples, fascinated by their potential. The severed head is brought aboard for analysis, where it suddenly explodes, revealing the engineers share DNA with humans, confirming our connection. David spikes Holloway's drink with black goo. Within hours, Holloway develops aggressive symptoms. His eyes cloud over, veins blacken. When Shaw begs Vickers to help him, Vickers instead burns him alive with a flamethrower, prioritizing quarantine over compassion. Meanwhile, geologist Fifield, left behind in the structure, encounters the black goo and begins mutating into something inhuman. Shaw discovers she's pregnant despite being sterile. The medical pod reveals she's carrying an alien fetus, growing at alarming speed. In the film's most visceral scene, she uses the automated surgery unit to remove the thrashing squid-like creature. The pod is programmed only for male patients, a subtle commentary on corporate negligence regarding women's health. The surviving engineer is revived from stasis. When David speaks to him in ancient tongue, the engineer responds by decapitating David and killing Weyland. The crew realizes too late this wasn't a welcoming party. The structure is a military installation, and the engineers were preparing to destroy Earth before something went horribly wrong with their biological weapon. The engineer launches his ship for Earth, but Shaw rams it with Prometheus, causing both ships to crash. Vickers is crushed by the falling escape pod in an ironic death. Shaw finds David's still active head, who reveals the engineer's destination was actually Earth. Their weapons were always meant for us. In the wreckage, Shaw's removed alien creature has grown to enormous size. It attacks the surviving engineer, impregnating him in a grotesque reverse of the human reproductive process. From the engineer's chest bursts a pale proto-xenomorph. Not quite the perfect organism we know from Alien, but clearly its evolutionary predecessor. With only David's head as company, Shaw commandeers another engineer ship. "I'm still searching," she says, transmitting a final message as she heads for the engineer homeworld. The film ends as it began, with more questions than answers. Why did the engineers create us? Why did they turn against us?